Hi there, this is just a short sort of video guide for placement administrative staff, placement tutors, really any staff who would be adding vacancies and new employers to the recruit system. So this short sort of 5 or 6 minute clip is going to be focusing on how you add employers to the system and what the sort of the quality assurance process is as well. So you will log in. So if you're a placement tutor or placement administrator, then this is the view you'll have of recruits. So the task here is to add a new employer, which overlaps with adding a new opportunity, because you only really add an employer whenever you want to add a new vacancy for that company. So it's kind of almost one and the same, but I'm going to separate them for the purposes of going through the different steps. So if you want to add a new employer, first thing you need to do is check if that employer already exists within recruit system. So we need to ensure that we don't have any duplicates in the system. And so you search for that company first of all. So you can search by company name or organizational ID, which you're unlikely to have if you think this is a new company. You could type in a company name such as PwC, or if the company comes up within the system and within your search, then you know that company already exists in recruit, and that means that you can then add the vacancy to the system and not have to add a duplicate employer, which we don't want. But we're going to focus on an employer who doesn't exist. Okay, so I just type in let's say a mock employer name, and that company doesn't exist. So it gives me two options. I can either search again or add a new employer. I want to add a new employer because I'm happy that I've searched and it doesn't exist and I have to add a vacancy. So click on add a new employer, and from here it's pretty straightforward. You need certain details of the company to set their account up in recruit. Contact details, so the name, first name, last name, the role of the person who the contact is, HR manager or whatever. Contact email address is very important, because any correspondence which recruit forwards to the company will go to that person's email, particularly applications. So if the application is by CV, recruit pushes the application to that contact once the student actually submits their CV. So it's important that that's right. Telephone number, mobile if applicable, company name, company address, etc. Website. And then scrolling down here, any further information on the company. Organizational background, this is important. So Recruit is largely a self-service system, but if you're adding a company on behalf of the company, then you can take information from their website, which just gives a bit of a summary of what that company does and what industry they work in and what products they develop or what market they're in. Then once you've got that information, it's submitted. So there is an approval process. So in the Career Development Centre, we approve employers. So whether an employer registers themselves through this process, this information, or you're doing it on their behalf, that goes into under a tab called unapproved employers. And we will obviously quality assure and ensure that that employer indeed exists and it's appropriate for us to approve their registration so that they can add their own vacancies. Once they're approved, the company contact that you've entered in here will receive an email with a URL, a username and a password, where they can log into Recruit and from there manage their vacancies, their information, their contact information, add new opportunities, edit existing ones, etc. So that is how you add an employer in Recruit.